Hello guys and welcome to a new Wargame video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 2 versus 2 on Nuclear Winter is Coming. And today is something a bit different. We have Raptor and Boltsauce taking on Pedro Man and Lighthouse. Now this isn't a competitive 2v2, but it is like a sort of casual 2v2. And this video is to help promote Raptor and Boltsauce's 2v Tuesday, which is a video series that they're going to be doing on their channels from now on, where they do a 2v2 every Tuesday, and I'm also going to be casting the games from my perspective, so that should give you guys a lot more Wargame content, although I may not be the player in the actual game. But hopefully you don't mind. These games are still supposed to be quite good, although I am a bit apprehensive about it being destruction and not conquest. I think that may affect the gameplay a little bit, but it's an interesting topic to talk about, and of course we will cover the units as soon as the players have put them down. Now I'm basically going to be doing this from Raptor and Boltsauce's point of view because it is their series, and I think that's what they would like me to do. But if you would like to see it live from their point of view, make sure you check out the video links in the description below. Now I think it's personally going to be quite interesting, and it makes sure, considering I don't play Wargame as much as I used to, that you'll have the content to keep you going. So let's have a look at these units. We have Boltsauce and his Mi-24s. He's got 2 DHS Mi-24Ps. Now these are really interesting East German helicopters. This shows that he has a Eastern Bloc specific deck, because these are prototype units. The DHS Mi-24Ps have HGMs and infrared missiles, so they're kind of like an Akula, and they're extremely powerful because of it. Then you have a THS Mi-24D, and these are going to be bringing in some troops, probably the I think they're called the LTSD or something like that. We can find out when they land, but yeah, he's got 2 Mi-24Ps and 2 THS Mi-24Ds. Right. Over on the right side, Raptor has 4 Z9As, probably have Lijuan in them, I would assume. We've got an Mi-1 here, recon helicopter, and an Mi-8T, which if he's playing Chinese, which it looks like he is, then that's probably Lu Zhanduai. Over in this clump, we have the ZSD 63As. We've got 3 sets of WZ 551s in groups of 2s, so they are 4 Tanker Shashao and probably some more Lijuan if they're coming in WZs. Then we've got some ZSD 63A with manpad squads in them. We've got the command vehicle here, and we also have 2 cargo vehicles. So a pretty interesting mix of forces to begin with. There's also an SX-250 in there with a recon squad. Over on the left, Boltsauce has 2 BMP-2s with some infantry in. I can't really tell you what's in those. I'm not entirely sure what the BMP-2 can bring in. We've got a flat SFL-256. It's basically an East German Tunguska. We've got these OT-62As as well. There's an Mi-8T here with a command infantry squad. So it looks like at the beginning, Boltsauce is leaving a Spadochroniager squad back with the command infantry in India, and then Raptor's going right, Boltsauce is going left, and I assume they're just going to capture Hotel and Golf to get the reinforcements on the left here. I assume that's what Boltsauce is going to do with his Mi-8T. It looks like he's heading in that direction. We've got these fast push of helicopters coming up. Looks like Boltsauce is going to be matched by these 2 TRSP CH-53Gs, and they probably have fullscreen Jaegers in them, so he's going to have to be careful about that. Let's just quickly change it to their point of view. I'll go from Boltsauce's point of view and we can see what's going on. So, Raptor spotted the Saxons coming up, and he wasn't sure about dropping off the Lijuan into this town, so he decided to instead retreat them. And I don't know where he's going with all these helicopters, but surely it would be a good idea to drop them off in this town, or maybe even this forest. He seems to be falling back a bit too far at the moment. But either way, it's a good idea to retreat from that. Over on this side, you can see these DHS Mi-24Ps taking advantage of those infrared missiles and the HGMs to try and shoot down a couple of these large transport helicopters, the CH-53Gs. And by seeing that, he probably knows that there's Volkskamjägers here. So his LSTRs are moving up into this town, but he does have to be careful if he's coming up against Volkskamjägers, because these LSTRs don't actually have a machine gun. They only have the STG-943, which is an incredible assault rifle. But without the machine gun capacity in the squad, they are going to get completely outranged by other infantry. He's also spotted those Marders coming in from the left, so you can see him basically moving his troops up appropriately to deal with any Marder ones that end up coming down this road or through this forest. So you can see here the LSTR getting a nice shot into the side of that Marder with its 105mm heat rocket. Now that heat rocket has 24 AP power, so those Marders don't stand a chance. But here we go. We've got these infantry firing on these LSTR, but what can he do? Nothing, because the STGs are out of the range and the Panzer Grenadiers can just continue to fire. Now on this side we've got these OT-62As with the Granatomet AGS-17s. These are an interesting squad because they are one of the only squads that has like grenade launchers as their primary weapon, which is really cool. Anyway, Harrier GR5 coming in here. Oh no, the LSTR squad was actually moved into that bombing strike. Probably thought that that Harrier was going to hit elsewhere and decided to try and dodge it, but dodged the wrong way and got that squad killed. So that's a bit unfortunate there for Boltsauce at the start. Over on the right, it looks like Raptor's just playing it safe and kind of sitting in this town, setting up some Luzanderwise squads. You've got some Li Ren here and some Lijuan. Now, again, I think these Lijuan, although they're kind of in the right place now in this town, I think they could have been better off in these forests instead. So it looks like more engagements happening on the left. Boltsauce has spotted these 3 KPZ-70 Kylers. For those of you who watch my videos will know that I absolutely love those tanks, and they are perfect for this situation. Maybe not quite against the LSTR 40s because they have 24 AP power, but at the same time, they're still really good for like cleaning out general infantry from forests and towns. So that's probably what he's trying to do, is sweep through this forest and try and clear up any units. As long as they're not fortified, those KPZ-70 Kylers with their autocannons and main guns will absolutely annihilate them. So we've got a napalm strike coming in onto this compound where they spotted some Volkskamjägers, and these Panzer Grenadiers are getting annihilated by the Spadachronierje, the LSTRs at close range with those STGs and the Granatomets. The enemy's replying with some mortar fire, but the napalm looks like it came from this PHL-63. These THS Mi-24Ds are now coming into play with their 57mm rocket pods, trying to attack the Marder 1A1s in this forest. The HGMs now being fired towards these KPZ-70 Kylers, but they fortunately get into cover in time for them not to hit, and it looks like the enemy's brought up some AA. Let's just quickly go to the neutral perspective and see exactly what they are. Black Panzer Gepard A1s. Ouchies. They're going to pretty much destroy helicopters if they come in range. So Boltsauce is moving his entire helicopter line backwards, and rightly so. These AGS-17s are being used to actually attack the KPZ-70 Kylers. That's crazy. I guess he's using fire position maybe, but probably not. I'm not entirely sure. How can grenade launchers affect tanks? That's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? Let's see if they have any AP power. They don't. Yeah, so he's probably just using them with fire position. Really good move there to set the forest alight and force back the KPZ-70 Kylers. But it looks like a bit of a miscommunication there, because these rockets just came in right on where the KPZ-70 Kylers were from this BM-24, and they're not there anymore. You can quite easily see that they're here. So it looks like because of these AGS-17s firing onto this KPZ-70s, it's forced them back, and then the artillery strike missed. I'll probably actually just keep it neutral from now on, because it's easier to explain what's exactly going on based on the units that they're coming up against. So the Marder 1's coming out of cover here, but the LSTRs have run out of their heat rockets. He's got a new LSTR squad up now into this town, and they're going to have a go at these Marder 1s, although the autocannons are going to start ripping that squad to shreds if he's not careful. Nice smoke cover coming in from the enemy team. But these Panzer Grenadiers now moving forwards as well, trying to rip apart that squad. And these Panzer Grenadiers are being covered extremely well by this smoke from these Panzer Mortar M113s. So we've got 2 Harrier GR5 strikes coming in. Love these airplanes coming in with their 4 500-kilogram bombs, I think it is. Looks like one of those got shot down. Both dropped their payload though, and there goes one of the Granata Met squads. So one of the LSTR squads has been taken out as well by the Panzer Grenadiers. This OT-62A is actually putting up a decent fight against these Panzer Grenadiers, ripping them apart as well. Wow, it managed to take out 3 men. But this LSTR is still going to put up a good fight, and with these Spannerkronierger coming across, I don't expect these Panzer Grenadiers to live very long. Just needs to get these AGS-17s firing onto the squad, and he should be good. Got a Kolos here coming up as he destroys the last Marder 1 in this side forest. This Kolos will start to heal up his men as soon as this firefight is finished and they are out of combat. Oh, an incredible napalm strike here from Raptor. Looks like he's thrown some napalm right on top of the majority of the offensive troops of Lighthouse. That is a really nice strike there that seems to be paying off. It's not doing too much damage to these paratroopers. They've only lost 5 men. The javelins are okay, sitting in the middle there like a little safe haven, but I expect they'll get burnt out. And they lost another squad there as well. I think it was Milan squad. It's a bit unfortunate for them. So the mortar's being used again by Pedro Man, trying to dislodge some of this infantry in the town. What's interesting to see is not really many airstrikes yet from the red side. Do have Raptor though, making use of this Fabio, trying to spot out any enemy radar AA. Now, unfortunately for him, this track rapier is actually using Sackloss missiles, so they're not radar based, and this track rapier FSA might have had its radar turned off because it didn't get targeted. Same with this Challenger marksman. Pretty sure they were in range of that aircraft then. So it looks like some nice micromanagement from the blue team. So even more cargo vehicles coming in now. Raptor's pushed up a couple of SX-250 cargos to help out Boltsauce with replenishing his men. Nice to see a bit of teamwork there. Because at the moment, both players seem pretty isolated. We've got, obviously, Raptor defending the right, and then Boltsauce sort of trying to secure Delta on the left. Now, currently, things are pretty even. We've got 335 points on the blue team and 460 points on the red team. And this is, of course, destruction, so every unit counts. What would be the case if it was conquest? This would be like an even game, because neither team has captured Delta, but each control their respective 4 easy to capture control points. And this is why it makes it so different, because now that Boltsauce has a decent position in Delta, it's going to make it incredibly hard for Pedro Man to attack efficiently into the town. But I still love the way that he's using this smoke to cover his advance of these Marder 1s. Got them right up into the town there. He's got a couple of extra Panzer Grenadier squads alongside those 2 Panzer Grenadiers that came in, the Marder 1s. And, well, hopefully these Panzer Grenadiers can get into a building quickly. There we go. Else they're going to get ripped apart. They did get stunned for a long time and lost a lot of men unefficiently, and now an entire unit got destroyed there by the Spadafronierger. These Granatomet going to work with their 30mm grenade launchers onto these Panzer Grenadier squads. You can see this Panzer Grenadier squad is losing men left, right and centre. The Granatomet forced to be moved back though, as they did lose a lot of men as well to the machine guns of these Panzer Grenadiers. Another Harrier GR5 strike coming in. Let's see where that lands. Oh wow, he just bombed his own Panzer Grenadiers. That's interesting. Not sure if those Harriers belong to the other teammate, like Lighthouse instead of Pedroman, but that was probably not according to plan there. Raptor's WZ-551s being mortared, or actually heavy artied on the right side by this AS-90. Looks like Lighthouse is actually making use of a full-on British deck, which is nice to see. Lots of paratroopers. We got the Lad Javelins and the Milan ones. Over on the left, it's majority German, I think. Probably a full German deck, yeah. Lots of Marder ones. We've got the KPZ-70 Kylers, we've got the Flak Panzer Gepard A1s. But the Panzer Grenadiers still pushing forwards. 4 men left in this squad, putting up a really good fight. We've got the Jaegers coming in thick and fast. 4 units of the Jaegers now moving up. These KPZ-70 Kylers are flanking into the side. Hopefully they will make a huge difference. These Flak Panzer Gepard A1s taking out another Mi-24D. But the artillery coming in now from Raptor from the right side, trying to stun a couple of units here and there, but didn't actually hit much, I don't think. But these Jaegers, with all 4 squads firing their MG3s, I wouldn't be surprised to see these Granatomets get destroyed, but they're doing a lot of damage with those grenade launchers again. That's really impressive. I'm liking the use of these Granatomets. The Marder ones now, though, getting their fire support in with their autocannons. That's going to do a huge amount of damage if they're not careful. We've got these Marder 1A1s dropping off a couple extra Panzer Grenadier 90 squads now coming into the side of this town. 3 Jaeger squads still alive, but only 6 men, 5 men. Motorschützen and the LSTR going to work. The KPZ-70 Kylers now going to be wiping out these Spadafronierger with the use of their main gun and their autocannons. A bit unfortunate there that the Spadafronierger got 2 nice shots onto the Kylers, because the Kylers shouldn't really die that quick. But now we've got the Granatomets trying their luck against the Kylers. Oh, this VMP2 that was moving up here, looks like that's going to get taken out. There we go. The help of the autocannon finishing that off. The 2 Panzer Grenadier 90 squads moving up in the town now. And it looks like Pedroman's putting up an incredible offensive here. Oh dear. 2 PTRS Conquer squads firing into the side of these KPZ-70 Kylers. Pedroman's being forced to reverse those, and rightly so. It would be a shame to see those be sniped. So the Panzer Grenadier is doing great, but the AGS doing just as well, pinning down these Panzer Grenadier squads. We've got more troops coming in now, though. Both players putting units in from the blue team here. The Jaegers and paratroopers now being used to push the red team out of that town. These Panzer mortars now firing over the sector onto Boltsauce's BMP-2 command vehicle. Su-22 shot down there after it dropped 2 1,000 kilogram bombs. That did a huge amount of damage to these Jaegers, but did get taken out by this Flak Panzer Gepard A1. Got even more reinforcements coming up, more Marder 1A1s and 4 Marder 2s there. We've got a man-pad squad being moved up by a lighthouse, and this Marder 1 is going to take no shit from this AGS-17. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Marder 1 actually be able to kill that, although the grenade launcher, again, doing a lot of damage and managing to get out of there by the looks of things. Interesting. Over on the right, all seems pretty quiet, to be fair. Not really much going on. It's just this main town here that is being contested. This would be very much the same on Conquest as well. So I'm liking the look of this engagement at the moment. LSTR moving up there using its 24 AP power rocket to utterly destroy the Marder 1A1. Paratroopers being moved round to flush out the rest of the troops in this sector. We got a Harrier GR5 coming up there. Did unfortunately miss its bombs onto the Granatomet. These Marder 1A1s though, surely as soon as they get in line of sight, they're just going to destroy the Granatomet. KPZ-70 Kylos coming up against the LSTR-40s. Boltsauce is being persistent though. Pushing forwards, looking for a kill onto one of those tanks. One of the Kylos took a full front shot there, which left it on 1 health. 2 planes coming in on the right. Raptor's bringing in 2 Fabios now. Let's see if these guys do any work. Love the way the first one broke away then. Splitting up. Oh, will he get the kill? Yep, the Trap Rapier's dead. Oh, and he got the Challenger Marksman. But this Trap Rapier is not radar. He's going to have to be careful with this Fabio. Oh, looks like that got away nicely. Does have 40% ECM. 2 Q5 coming in with their lovely cluster bombs. Did they just destroy a Challenger as well? No. It was a Striker. I thought they destroyed a Challenger there. Bit unfortunate that kind of missed the Challenger. The Challenger was sitting on the edge of that, but because those cluster bombs would have absolutely annihilated it. So 450 kilogram cluster bombs got dropped there. Now it looks like we have a coordinated artillery strike from Raptor and Boltsauce onto the town. Now that they've completely lost it to these Panzer Grenadiers, Paratroopers and Fliegerfaust, they are trying to do as much damage as they can to them. Panzer Grenadiers being moved though, these Panzer Grenadiers 90s, being moved to the edge of the town, and they didn't get sufficiently suppressed, and they're going to absolutely annihilate the Mutschützen pushing onto this town. This is incredibly bad from Boltsauce. He has no cover. You know, he's got this Mi-24Ds rushing it up to try and suppress some of the infantry, but the Mutschützen are just getting torn apart. That is just nasty, and he can't really advance into this town because they just napalmed it. Don't know what they were trying to do there. That seems a bit silly. Jaguar GR1A there. Looks like it might get shot down. Su-27 SK coming in. Yep, they lost that. And that's unfortunately an HHM plane that they have lost. Over on the right, a small skirmish between these Lijuan, it looks like, and some British forces, and ZTZ-59-2A there as well, helping clean up some of the light vehicles. But that failed attempt of a push here must have set back the red team quite a lot. Now they're still ahead by about 300 points, but still, we would have liked to have seen some smoke come in here or something. Maybe they didn't have anything to smoke it. Maybe they thought the napalm would be used as cover, but the Panzer Grenadiers got into a perfect position and managed to just use their machine guns to destroy the Mutschützen. Oh, those PTRS Conkers paying off there. Killing 2 Marder 2s. Really nice shots. Bit unfortunate for the blue team that they lost those. So an Su-22 M4P now coming in with its 2 anti-radar missiles. Looks like it is going to get 1 kill. The second missile did not hit. This Flak Panzer remains alive. But they did destroy what looks like a Marder Roland 2 or 3. Jaguar GR1A coming in. Trying to take out these T-55 AM2s. But did miss its first and only missile it fired. and then got shot down, unfortunately. This SU-27SK going to work again with the help of the FLA SFL-256. So it looks like now a bit of a lull in the gameplay. Both players have made their moves really. The blue team's got a huge foothold now in Delta, and I think Boltsauce is trying to decide what he's going to do next, because he did invest a lot of points into attacking and keeping that town. But now the blue team has to be careful, because they are still behind by 500 points. If this was Conquest, I would say they're easily ahead, because they have the contested sector under control, more or less. But unfortunately that doesn't matter in destruction, and therefore the red team can get away with being pushed out of that sector. Some nice artillery shots here directly on top of the WZ-551s from this AS-90. Did manage to destroy one and severely damage another. Well, artillery shots coming in to the back here, to the Z9As. Cheeky artillery strike there from the blue team. Over on the left, we've got a sneaky movement from Boltsauce with this BMP-2 and this OT-64A. I'm assuming he's going to try and sweep into the back of Alpha here and try and find the enemy command, but the enemy command is in a really, really nice position on this side of Alpha. It means that flanks are like going to be so much harder. He's even got a couple of Jaeger squads sitting in between. That's really nice defensive play in Alpha. He's got this looks here to find out if anything's going to actually full on attack into Alpha, and then he's got like units dotted around in Alpha to check for any flanking attempts. I really like the way that Pedro Man's set up there. Raptor's 2 Fabios doing some really nice formation flying there. Looks like they're trying to have a look for some radar AA to destroy. This Fabio. See what they kill. Oh, Roland 3 going down there. I think that was the only radar target they had. So another successful strike from Raptor. Tornado F3 now coming in from Lighthouse with its infrared and SEMAC radar missiles. By spotting these THSs on this side of the map, he's going to try and shoot those down, but they did land and dropped out these 2 LSTR squads, which was incredibly risky for the F3. Wow, these LSTR squads do of course have that Igla missile, which has a 55% accuracy and 4 HE power. So if both those hit, the tornado wouldn't have quite gone down, but would have damaged it severely. Harrier GR5 now coming in though as well, using its 4 500 kilogram bombs to try and blow the crap out of the LSTRs, but a bit late, and did get taken out by this SU-27SK. Really nice air support there from Raptor to make sure that none of the airstrikes are successful. So now Boltsauce has a significant amount of units on this left side, and it's forcing the team to reinforce here. Now, in a conquest situation, I would say this is a really good thing to do, because it would take units away from the main contested sector. But in this case, it's just basically gonna help the blue team pick up some more points if they can successfully protect this side. Because if they set up a really good defensive line, the red team's gonna lose a lot more than the blue team in attacking there. So some quick reactive defense. These Flak Panzer Gepard A1s are great for destroying infantry and helicopters, so really nice choice of unit there. We've got this Gazelle AH1 having a little look around, trying to spot some units for their artillery, I believe. I wouldn't be surprised to see the S90s firing onto some significant targets soon. Probably these WZs. Oh, the WZ was spotted though, and was instead taken out by this Chieftain Mark 11, I assume. Oh, the Q51A is coming in. And a Q5D. Utterly destroyed that Challenger. Oh, another nice kill there from the Fabio. Killed what looks like a Challenger marksman, but this time didn't get away with it. 4 manpad squads in this forest and a track rapier helped take that down. An incredibly big loss for the red team. Oh, it looks like these LSTRs did get close enough to snipe out these flak Panzer Gepards, which is a big loss for the blue team. The blue team now behind 1,785 points to 2,430. This M113 here with its machine gun trying to suppress some of the infantry as they move across, but with the help of these AGS-70s, any units that stand in the way are pretty much going to get destroyed if they're light vehicles. Oh, look at that. Another combined artillery strike onto this town. That's done a significant amount of damage to the majority of those units. Wow. Really nice strike there. Looks like Pedro Man's going to have to bring in some supply to replenish those units. On this side, more airstrikes by the looks of things. And we've got a couple of Luz Anduai squads pushing towards this forest. Bit weird that they're being sent out on their own. This Q5D coming in with 2 bombs. What? Right on top of their own unit? That was really strange. Don't know what they were trying to achieve there. Like, where were these bombs supposed to go? I guess on this Chieftain Mark 11 might have been just a misclick there. But a bit of a mistake from Raptor. So, now that the blue team has this side of Delta, I'm surprised that they didn't push further. Obviously they have these PTRS Conquerors on the flank that they have to be careful of moving any armor across this field. But if you look at what Boltsauce actually had here, it was 1 unit of LSTRs and a flat SFL 256 and a T55. And that's all that's defending this BMP2. But either way, it's currently 2,605 points to the blue team's 2,095. There is currently 1 minute left on the clock. So it looks like it's going to be a victory for the red team. Pedro's finally put some attack markers onto this forest. But I think it's a bit too late at the moment to make a difference. Even if they did destroy all these units, I don't think it's going to add up to the same amount of points they need to win the game. Another combined artillery strike is going to get the red team a few more points and severely damage the capability of the blue team to attack. And again, with that, it looks like the red team is victorious. Su-27SK, such a beautiful plane. So there we go, a 30-minute match that went full time. No one achieved the 4,000 points, but a minor victory for Raptor and Boltsauce for getting 2,668 kills to the enemy's 2,145. So there you have it. An interesting game. Not too much really to say about the strategy. I guess on the right side I would have liked to have seen some more aggressive action from Raptor at the start of the game. He could have picked up a really good offensive position in those forests. But at the same time, staying safe on that right side is easy to do, and it's risk-free, especially in a destruction game mode. Over on the left side, I love the way that Boltsauce originally captured and then held as long as he could in that center sector, especially when he ended up coming up against 2 players Pedroman and Lighthouse did an incredible job again at pushing them out of that town. Love the use of the smoke. The movement up on the left from Boltsauce really distracted the blue team from attacking further into Delta, I think. And I think that's really what saved them, because after they got pushed out of Delta, I reckon if the blue team had like sort of steamrolled through, they could have possibly brought the game back into their favor. But either way, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. It was a quite interesting game. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.